We have seen how social media has played a role in these violent attacks. This comes as social media companies are facing intense scrutiny from lawmakers as they try to understand the risks these platforms pose to teens and children. Yesterday, we told you about a congressional hearing where Congress grilled 5 of the top tech CEOs about their platforms. Meanwhile, last week, Florida's Republican-led House overwhelmingly passed a bill that would cut off anyone under 16 from creating an account on many platforms. The co-sponsor of that bill compares the dopamine hits to social media like digital fentanyl. So let's ask the expert about the risks of social media. Joining me now is psychologist Dr. Catherine Coleman of Coleman Psychology and Consulting. Catherine, why is it that social media is so addicting?
I mean, I think that it truly was said best when it was described as dopamine fentanyl. I mean, that is the chemical that our brain releases when we feel an intense attraction or are rewarded by something. So whether that's drugs, whether that's a person that we love, whether that's even petting our dog. And so if you think about it with social media, you refresh constantly. You're learning information, you're hearing the news, you're watching funny videos, and every single time you're doing that, you become more and more addicted.
So how can it be so harmful, though, to our mental health?
So what we've seen in studies is that excessive social media use is linked to higher rates of depression and anxiety. And then especially when it comes to teenage girls, you're seeing higher incidences of poor body image and poor self-esteem. It's actually a really big deal. And we can't escape social media. It's part of our everyday life, but it's all about how we choose to use it.
Yeah, I want to get to that in a second. And we did talk about how it affects body image yesterday. So I've always wondered, is it worse for teens than it is for adults?
By and large, the answer to that is yes. When you think about the ways that kids are growing and developing, the way that their self-esteem and their ego is developing at the same time, that they are more impacted by what they see and what they hear. As adults, we kind of learn to stop caring and to block things out. But also when you think about screen time, the way that it affects a person's sleep, and sleep affects brain development, which is also huge.
Okay, so let's get to that advice. What would you give, to parents, to teens when it comes to social media?
So there's a bunch of things that you can do. Some of your phones may actually have apps on it where you can control your screen time. Yeah. That's a great thing to do. I would limit the notifications to only apps that are critical. Oh. Probably Facebook and Instagram notifications are not critical to your everyday life.
Yeah.
I doubt it. One of the things that I do every so often is I will move the icons around on my phone, because there's also this little bit of muscle memory when we go and check social media.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Yeah, right? not that I'm doing it at stoplights.
Right.
But your fingers just kind of automatically go there. And so you're kind of tricking your brain a little bit, and then maybe remove them from your phone. There's a lot of apps, Facebook, for example, LinkedIn. You can access that from your computer. Why not create extra steps for yourself?
Yeah, that's good. Make it harder.
Exactly.
All right, Catherine, thank you so much.